Hello, it's John from St Matthew's. I've got a thought for the day for you. Well, I'm sure you recognise the opening bars of the theme Jerusalem. You know the hymn, I'm sure. And are you puzzled sometimes by the words to Jerusalem? I know the words are largely known off by heart, but what do they mean? At first, the words are simply confusing. And did those feet in ancient time walk upon England's mountain green? No, they didn't. And was the Holy Lamb of God on England's pleasant pastures seen? Well, the answer's still no. The feet in the first line, of course, belong to Jesus, and again, the Lamb of God is another way of describing Jesus. And did the countenance divine shine forth upon those clouded hills? No. No, they didn't. And was Jerusalem builded here amongst those dark satanic mills? Well, the answer's still obviously no. The geography's all wrong. Jerusalem lies at the far end of the Mediterranean Sea, some 2,500 miles from the cotton mills that are called the satanic mills. They were known for people working in virtual slavery. The second verse carries on with confusing words. Bring me my bow of burning gold. Well, there's lots of powerful fighting imagery. And then we get to the words, I will not cease from mental fight till we have built Jerusalem. Well, how can you build Jerusalem in England? It's nonsense. And that's one of the many reasons why in some places, some churches, this hymn is banned. Some people say that this hymn tries to claim that England is the correct place for the holy city. Some people say it spreads a lie that somehow Jesus came to England. Some say the fighting talk and building Jerusalem in England is about stealing part of history and putting it where it doesn't belong. A bit like the Elgin marbles from Athens coming to London. Well, I won't dwell on that controversy, but we have to dig a little bit deeper to find the meaning in these words to Jerusalem. The poem is part of a much longer poem by William Blake. He's described by many as a creative mystic, which simply means that most people can't understand either his poems or his art for that matter. But I think the clue is in the title, Jerusalem. The Jeru bit means city. The Salem bit means peace. Jerusalem, literally translated, means city of peace. Many of you will be familiar with the Muslim greeting, Salam Alaikum, peace be with you. Indeed, the Islam part of the word Islam is a contraction of Salem, meaning peace. The Hebrew word is similar. They use the word shalom. So, Jerusalem means city of peace. I think in this poem, William Blake asks a question. What if Jesus did come to England? What would he see? What would he say? What would he do? Now, of course, in our national life currently, we're suffering the health and economic and social consequences of COVID-19. In spite of being one of the richest countries in the world and having a brilliant reputation for health research, our record of dealing with this virus is amongst the worst in the world. The international press is absolutely scathing in its criticism. Inequalities already present in our society before the crisis have now been amplified, so that the highest death rates are amongst the lowest paid workers, and the same people are being asked to take the greatest risks, all without adequate PPE provision. And that's our essential workers, such as bus drivers, those in social care, our shop workers, for example. I think Jesus would notice. And what if Jesus came to Walsall? What if he came to St. Matthew's Church? What if Jesus came to our homes? Would he be pleased? What might he see? What might he say? What might he do to put things right? Well, I'm guiding our thoughts towards a challenge. What if Jesus could see inside my own thinking? What my eyes were seeing? What my lips were saying? In this poem, William Blake asks us to build peace, the opposite of the stress currently caused by this virus. And isn't the truth that we could do with a little bit more peace in our lives, a little less obsession with news, a bit more meditation, a bit more reflection? Isn't this the time to plan for what we want our homes and our church and Walsall indeed, and the whole of the wider world to look like after the crisis has passed? In the calendar for the Church of England, this is the last week of Easter. And Easter is about reconciliation, the putting right of relationships. Easter is about hope, new life. And it's symbolised by the egg changing into a chicken. It's about the possibility of transformation, a change for the better. And I think this is a message we can all agree on. We want to build peace. We want to build reconciliation. We want to build a better future. And through this hymn, Jerusalem, we promise to fight together to bring peace here in our homes, here in Walsall, here in our country, and here throughout the whole world. Thanks for listening.